Okay, I'll try and go over all the things I think need doing. One, fork seals. I had the forks rebuilt by Hoey, who's a fork specialist in Adelaide, but the seals they've used, aftermarket ones, I'm assuming have just blown out, so they're quite spongy at the moment. I don't think there's much oil left in there. The discs I changed over a while back to Kagazumi, so they're really good, the wave discs, but the brakes do need re-bleeding. Possibly even some brake work done on the calipers just to get them back to original. It's got a Stiebel Nautilus air horn, direct drive, no air compressor sort of thing. Yeah, really loud. There is some slight weeping from around the head gasket. No dripping, it's basically just a weep, so I'm assuming that needs torquing down again, and I just haven't got around to it. On the tank there's a tiny little pinhole in the tank that was underneath some bog. I thought it was sealed up alright, but if you fill the tank right up you get a little weep sort of come down here, so that needs to be taken back and probably tigged up at some stage. The clip-ons, which are the original ones for the Yamaha, I buffed right back to chrome and painted them in clear lacquer, which has just gone to shit basically. It's got pinstriping on it now, which is probably the good stuff. Seat itself is magnetic, basically just lifts up, comes out of the way like that, so the old airbox is gone. The battery just sits in a carrier. It's got a fiberglass matte absorbed battery, which is really good. Not that you can use it for electric start because it's kickstart only. The fiberglass rear cowl, there's a couple of screws that hold that on this side, one on the other side, and one underneath the back of the bike. That whole section comes off, so you can put the original seat back on with no dramas whatsoever. There are some lugs up here on the inside, which I bent over a couple of degrees to get this cowl on. This alloy bracket here is missing on the other side. It fell off one day while I was riding. I didn't realise it until I come back and realised the shock absorber was hanging out the side. Rear swing arms powder coated and is still in very good nick, even though it's covered in dust. The brake torsion bar needs re-chroming or repainting in whatever colour you want. Same with the rear discs. Kagazumi wave disc, quite good condition. Brake calipers probably need redoing at some stage. I've still got the original rear foot pegs, which bolt on here and there. They come out so they're separate from the bike. I've got all the original stuff that goes with it. Quick side vert, that's the original seat with the seat lock in good condition. Everything works, no rips or tears. I don't know whether it's been recovered, but if it was done, I think it was done professionally because it's quite well moulded. That's the original muffler, which I've had bored out a little bit, basically just opened up the rear end to make it a little bit noisier. But still got the original brackets on it, and that'll bolt straight onto the engine and the existing header pipes. Other than that, like you can see, I haven't got around to powder coating any of this sort of stuff. The gear lever I've had to weld up because it broke. Other than that, the internals of the engine are in very good condition. Like I said, it's only done about 3, maybe 4,000 Ks since I rebuilt the motor completely. Two things I got done professionally were honing out the bore to size it for the Wazeco high comp piston, and I got Yamaha Pitmans down here to split the crank to put the new bottom end bearing in. So yeah, it needs going over with a torque wrench again, I think, just to tighten everything up again. I never got around to sort of doing that after I rebuilt the motor, so it could probably come down another couple of pounds of foot torque on the head gasket and everything like that, just to get rid of some of those oil leaks. Still got the original carbies. First one is, sorry, that's the secondary one, which is a vacuum operated. Primary one under there. I've got another manifold off a TDM Grizzly which matches the exhaust or inlet port, sorry, on the back of this engine, so you can take it to a single flat-sided Mikuni carby if you want. Apparently they go really well with the carby off the DR650. Bolt straight onto the back of that manifold, so that goes with the bike. I've also got the fiberglass mould to make any more of those rear cowls if you want. Other than that, what you see is what you get. It's right away, no more to pay, but it's going to need some tender loving care over the years, as do most bikes of this age, but it's in very good condition. headlight itself was only re-chromed about 6 months ago, and I keep wax on that just to stop it getting any more of the pit and stuff that was coming up before. But things like this need redoing. That I polished back originally, but it's got scale rust on it again. But other than that, works all fine.